Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be walking you through some editing basics. If you're just trying to get into editing, or you're just trying to find out a way that you can start a project but you don't really know the basics of how to like cut, transitions, make it look cool, color grade, I'm here to help you out. Your girl's here to help you out. I've been editing since I was in high school, started on Final Cut Pro, and then also moved to Adobe Premiere, so I feel like I can help you guys in this area. So let's get started. We can do a little, it's not gonna be too long, nothing too complicated. I'm just gonna walk you through the basics. So here I am. I have a project. I have Final Cut Pro open. I like Final Cut Pro because it's a lot more basic than Premiere. Premiere has a lot of other intricacies using it, so I suggest Final Cut Pro if you want something on your laptop. You can also edit on your phone, and I'll put like a couple apps that I really like to use on my phone for editing. But okay, so when you first go into Final Cut Pro, you have three options. You want to create a project, right? So when you first start the program, there's three options. There's library, there's event, and there's project. A library is basically the whole thing that's gonna hold your project and your events. So think of the library as like the first big layer that everything sits in between. So I already have a library here, it's untitled. And then your events are just gonna be basically the different category of projects you're gonna have. So like, let's say you wanna have, your event can be named swim team stuff or something, or like YouTube videos. So that's going to be your event, and it could be specifically categorized to the type of video you want. So I have an event. Just if you don't come up with an event name, just give you a generic one, which is on the mine's 9/11/23 because that's when I created it. So I'm gonna go ahead and press new project, and it's gonna say an event, and you can pick the event you want it in. And I'm gonna name it I'm gonna name it practice for you guys. Oops, I can't type it off. Okay, and so there's different video formats you can pick. You can pick between 8K, 5K, 4K, 2K, 180p, 180pi. If you're just playing a regular video, horizontal, I suggest going for the 1080p. If you're making a YouTube video, you can select your resolution. Usually what they have as a preset is fine. You don't have to worry about your frame rate unless you're filming from a camera and you specifically try to match your camera's frame rate. But usually you can just stick with the standards. If you're trying to make a reels or a video for social media, I would definitely go vertical. And make sure you update your resolution as well, because it goes to 720p. And I made that mistake before. So let's just say you're trying to make a reels for some of your content. So let's go press vertical, go and press OK. And this opened up your project. So you have your timeline, you have your screen right here, and then you have like your effects panel where you can find your transitions and effects. And then these buttons right here, these are if you want to import any sound effects, you can get music from here, photos. And then these are your titles. This is where it's a T with the box. These are your titles. You have your generators, which are just like stuff you can put in the background behind your videos. Final Cut Pro actually updates some of their stuff, so they have like these cool like background generator stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So in terms of importing your content, what I like to do is I just like to drag and drop mine. So I open my Finder, especially for a Mac. My downloads out here. Usually your downloads and stuff will be here, but I have to open mine. Manually, but just ignore that. So I want to drag and drop this footage. So let's see, I'll highlight the footage I want, drag it, and then drop into the little part, this little gray area right here. So there you go. So now you can select your clips. So like, let's say if I was making a workout video and I wanted to film this. So let's say you want to use this clip, right? So what you can do is you can drag it and drop it, right, and drag it into the timeline, but that gives you the whole entire clip, right? And let's say you don't want the whole entire clip. Let's say I just want this part. And then to fast forward through your clip, there's 3 keys, 3 special fingers, J, F, and K on your keyboard. J will play your clip in reverse. L will play your clip in non-reverse, and then K will pause everything. So I use JKL, not JFK. Yeah, so if you want to import a specific part of your video, on your keyboard, the shortcut is, let's say I want to start my video to start here. Like, okay, like I don't want it to start there, obviously. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press I for in, or I want my clip to be the start of my clip. Fast forward a little bit, and then when you're ready, just press O, which means out, in and out. So what the time lengths of your clip are. Then once you have that selected, you can drag that little section down into your timeline, and you can keep doing different clips. Now we have a problem here. So see how my clip doesn't fit into my, like I saw black bars up here? We need to change that. Easy change. Just double click. Okay, never mind. Just right click, transform. You're gonna have transform, crop, distort, and none. Right click on your clip in the black space. Push transform, and it'll have 2 little corners that pop up like this. And it'll have options for your mouse to turn into an arrow. What you're gonna do is you're gonna drag it until it fits into the corners. And you're done. See, now it fits. Now and if you know how to move it over, you can do the same thing. You can just like move your clip over, like, okay, like I don't want my foot to cut out, so that's fine. Perfect. And there's your first clip. Now there's also a different way to clip your clip it in the timeline. So like let's say I don't want to clip it. I drag the full clip as it is. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut it here. So there's different ways you can cut it. You can just drag, see this highlighted yellow? You can just drag your clip to the point where you want to cut it, but that gets kind of tricky when you want to just cut it in the middle. Like you can't drag it. Well, if you want to keep the beginning part, but you don't want to keep the middle. So here's a tip. You can either press this where it says index, see this mouse icon, go ahead and click that. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna press the blade button, B. And now you can cut, see it has the scissor icon, you can cut anywhere you want in this clip. So let's say we wanna cut here, and then I wanna cut this part. So I cut that, and then I can just delete these other parts. Now there is a shortcut for this, which is really comes in handy because sometimes it gets exhausting going to press that and press that. So let's go ahead and undo. So to undo, you just go to edit, and it says undo delete, or you can press Command Z. Here we go. And I'm gonna go back. So let's say I wanted to cut this part out, right? When I actually started the exercise. You're gonna go ahead and go to a point in your timeline. You're gonna press Command and B at the same time, and that's gonna cut it. So press the timeline, Command B, and it cuts. So then you could delete all this stuff. So look, we already covered how to cut. We already covered how to place inputs in and out clips in your timeline. Let's say you want to, and we also learned how to adjust our clip size in this. So let's cut here, guys. So we mastered, or we're kind of getting used to the controls of Final Cut Pro. So now that you learn how to cut, import, and do all that other things, let's try to go to a little bit more things you'll run into, especially if you're trying to make a YouTube video and you're talking in it and you're trying to fix the color and all that stuff. So let's go to File. So we're gonna do a new project in the same thing, but instead of vertical, we're gonna press 1080 HD. And make sure you check your settings. You can keep the rate usually around 30. That's pretty standard, unless you know your camera is different. Okay, we're gonna name it horizontal. So yep, press OK. And now you can see that instead of it being vertical, our screen is very much horizontal. So okay, of course you can get your go to wherever your footage is at to upload it. Usually your footage, if you have a drive or some kind of external source, you can just take it from a drive or your downloads, and then just drag it. Or you do the Final Cut Pro does have a way that you can import your footage. I think it's a little slower, but you can say import media, and then it'll take you to your drives like here, and you can just pick where you want it to import from. But I think it's just easier to drag your footage. So let's just take something, let's say you're trying to make a vlog for your YouTube channel and you're talking and you're, you know, it's less activity, so there's more substance to it. So let's just take one of my chit chats I made previously. I don't like that one. Let's do life update, where I was talking in front of the camera for a long time. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm gonna drag that in the timeline, or you can just drag it directly into the timeline, or you can drag it to where your other clips are. Open that up, and if you're having a problem like this, see how like my clip is kind of big and it's all over the place, you can actually just shrink this so it's not like you're not seeing this. Just pressing Command and minus at the same time, and see how like it turns into one single clip instead of like one big gigantic clip like this, because it's spread out. Take this, drag in the timeline, and again, so we're gonna see our video through. The color's pretty good on this iPhone. I'm gonna lie, iPhone does a really good job of doing like picking up colors and stuff and already doing most of the work for you. I filmed my iPhone 11, so yeah. So this is pretty good. Oh, sorry, my iPhone 14. Stop letting me clown. I don't want to clown my phone. But see how you can scroll through the timeline. Remember our JKL. You can just fast forward, go backwards. Let's say, let's take this little point. Right, this is fine.
I don't know why. I think this is our generation doesn't like do that stuff anymore. So I don't know. There's something about people now. And I just been trying to like figure out like, is this what I'm really supposed to be doing right now? Like, am I not doing enough? Because I have a dream.
Okay, do you have a dream? All right. So let's cut there. Remember, Command B to cut on your timeline. Let's just work with this clip right here. Let's say, oh, you know, I'm looking a little pale today. I want to add some color. So you can go to your color board here, or you can just go to your clip up here, and it's this little arrow right next to the right next to this, I don't know, like it looks like a DS kind of to me. You can go to here and then add color board. Now these are a little advanced. Color board. So these kind of, you can play with the color a little bit. This is a little harder. Like if you're, let's say your video's a little bit yellow toned, you can play with the blues in here and, you know, give it a certain hue. These all like change basically the color. You can change your saturation. You can make your colors a little richer. That's a little too rich. I look a little orange. But you can play with the color here. Now I look a little pale, like I look done out. And if you want to start over with any of your changes, just press this little arrow on the corner right here and it resets everything. You can also change the exposure of your thing, how light it is. Like, not gonna lie, lowering this exposure just a tiny bit makes the color a little bit more richer. See how everything got a little brighter, but not too much. Upping your saturation just a little tiny bit. And if you want to see a difference, see this check mark right here? Just press this and you can see the difference in the changes of color. So that looks pretty good. Now let's say you import a clip and it's super loud. Let's like turn it up all the way.
I feel like my journey been so far is like, just graduating college, I've been like, oh.
Let's say you want to turn the volume of that clip down. So see this little line right here? You're gonna see like the dB decibels. What you do is you grab that clip and you drag it down, and it changes the volume of it. So, and then when your volume is peaking, you'll see like it be red, and that's what you don't want. So make sure you keep your volume at a good level. And usually, see this little green part right here, you'll see your levels peak. So if it reaches like a red and it like sticks, that's too loud. All right, so we color corrected. Let's say that only a part of you only want to increase a part of your audio volume, right? So what you're gonna do Let's say I only want to, like, this is good volume, but I want this part to be louder here in the middle. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back to your cursor, little cursor selection here. Gonna press range selection, right? So go to the part where you want it to be, if you want louder. You're gonna click and you're gonna drag it. And then now this gives us the ability just to change this volume right here. So we can change it to be louder, or we can change it to be softer. Or like, I don't want any volume right here. So like, let's play a clip.
For me personally, I feel like my journey been so far is like just now graduated college. I've been like over a year out now, and
see how it takes out the volume completely there? And you can use that when, let's say you have music fading in, right? You have music fading in and you want your voice not to just end abruptly. You want to kind of smooth out, or you just want to take a section out while the music plays and then bring it back up. This is what that does. So that's a good tool. Of course, you're gonna undo all these changes. Another thing, adding transitions. Let's say this is the end of your video, you're doing your outro, and you want to fade out. I'm gonna help you with that. So go to your transitions right here. This little triangle infinity, I don't know, in the corner right here, press this, and usually a lot of transitions you want like the cross dissolves or the fade to color. So I want to fade to black. Literally just take your transition and add it to the end, and we'll play it through. And let's say it's a little too short, like, okay, I don't want that abruptly. Go ahead and press your select cool, or you can just press A for select. And if you want to like zoom in any parts of your timeline, again, just press Command and plus, and it makes your timeline, the clip in your timeline bigger, so more stretched out. So you can see the individual frames. And then what you do, you just drag this to make it longer. So now it should be a little bit of a slower fade. There you go. And like, you can also expand the audio of this, and you could change when the audio will go away. But that's a little bit more advanced, and I feel like this is just the basics right now. So we added a fade. Well, if you want to add words to your stuff, pop-up words, that's really important. So what you're gonna do is to add text, you're gonna go to this T with a box in it, and you're gonna scroll to titles. They have different ones. They have 3Ds, they have built-in but in outs, plus they have creative ones, they have ones that I have installed. So let's just say you want the plain basic, just not just regular, no effects, anything. I would go up to titles, type in custom, I can't spell, custom, and then go ahead and pull, take the little block thingy, drag it over the part where you want your video, and then it allows you to pick your words here. See title. And if you want to move it, just double click it and you can move it anywhere you want on the screen. So let's say, I'm gonna put, this is a title, girl. And you can move it anywhere you want. And also, see how this opens it? It opens you for to edit your text. So you can change the size here. You can change the alignment. You can change the tracking. You can change the line spacing. You can also change your font here. There are lots of different fonts to choose from. And you can change a lot of things with this. Also, you can add an outline to it. You just press the show button, check outline for it, and then you can choose the color of the outline, the width of it. You can make it like this. You can play around with this. You can do a lot of different things with titles. And the same thing if you want titles to go like fade out. You can also add transition to it. So you can add a cross dissolve to this title, and you can come in and can come out as you want.
And I just trying to like figure out like, is this?
And the same thing applies for cuts for titles. If you want to do the Command B and take that part of your title, you can do the same thing. So now you already mastered cutting, you mastered sound, you mastered titles. So basically you have all the basics to make a great video. So I hope this helps a little bit, guys, and you're able to create something great from this. So yeah.